Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Well, we've been playing our financial game for about 4 months now, and we've had no updates for you, simply because I feel like a monthly update's a little much, but I feel like 6 months is a little long, so 4 months feels right. So today we're going to do a little bit of update. Before I get started, I want to encourage you, it's not too late to jump in, set your own goals for your financial game, and play along with us. I'll give you tips on how we're doing along the way, how you can improve your cash flow, how you can do the things that will help you to achieve your goals. That's the whole purpose of this station, of this channel, is to learn how to generate, keep wealth. And every game that we play is a step along that journey. Now, to start with, the goals for this year, which I worked on very hard for 3 months last year actually, was at the end of December, I wanted to save $35,000. Now, just as a form of reference, I make $14 an hour. So you ask yourself, well, if you make $14 an hour, how are you going to save $35,000 in a year? That's a really good question. Total savings I wanted to have in the bank at the end of December of this year is $75,000. Now, again, as a frame of reference, last year was the first time we played a total year savings game. We saved $18,000 last year. And I only made $13 an hour last year, but we saved $18,000. This year I make $1 or more an hour, and we're going to about double that to $35,000. Maybe. So, how are we doing so far? Well, like I said, we've been playing for 4 months, and the first month kind of shook me. At the end of the first month, we were $880 below our projections for the first month. And I thought, wow, if I can't project 1 month, how in the world am I going to project 14 months? So we got off to a really bad start. One of the things was, one of my tenants had paid their rent late, and this person usually pays 3 months in advance. So that would have accounted for our cash down. Everything else was right on target. But then the next month we had a good recovery, because not only did he pay his rent, but we also had another tenant in the house, in a different house, and they were paying. And to offset that one, though, I had a big expense for my daughter for glasses, which was $500. So at the end of 2 months, we were about even. I mean, we were up a little bit, but not by much. Now, by the end of the 4th month, we had made some progress. First off, I found one of the flaws in my system. When I was going through and making these predictions or projections, I figured 4 weeks in a month. Well, one of those months, December actually, had 5 weeks. So that 5 weeks added to help us catch up. I had also started the month before working really hard to keep my expenses down so that my outflow in December and January would stay low, and it worked. It did pay off. And I've learned from past experience that if you do like a no cash November, it takes till January to show up. Because in December you're still paying on October's bill. So in December you're still paying on November, and so when you have a no cash December, that doesn't show up for 2 months. So starting in November, I did a no cash November and a low cash December, and it showed up in January. So that worked out good. So we're keeping our expenses down. Also, we had a job that had come through that I had completely forgotten about. But the place where I worked hired me on a contractual basis that's going to pay me $6,000 a year, which is exactly what we were short on projections at the beginning of our game. And I needed God to step in, and He did with that game. Now, there was about a half a dozen things that I was supposed to do in February. I did none of those. I was supposed to get $500 off of my credit cards. I did not. I was supposed to pay off a loan, a personal loan for the ministry. I did not. I was supposed to increase my savings by $100 a month. I did not. I didn't do any of those things for a plethora of reasons. I like the cash flow to build up, and we're looking long term here. I will continue to use my cards. If we come down to it, that'll be an ace up my sleeve I can pull out in November or December of this year. By then it ought to be close to 1,000 or 1,500. If I don't need to pull it out, I'll just save it and use it next year. But I decided I wanted to do that. Secondly, I decided because that I got this job that I did not need to pay off that loan and give the credit union the money. I'll just keep the money, pay it off as a regular bill, and let that happen. Also, I was supposed to increase my savings by $100 a month because since that loan would be paid off, which was roughly $90 a month, I figured when I did my budget that I would just take that and turn it into $100 additional savings per month. Again, because of the job, I decided not to do that and let that $100 or $90, whatever it comes out to, just remain in my checking account, because at the end of a year, that will be an additional $1,200 in my checking account that will help to increase my cash flow. That way, one of the most irritating things for me, because every dollar of mine I try to account for. So that means I run my checking account very, very close. And every month, it's nerve-wracking to me, even though I have overdraft protection and there's very little chance of anything bad happening. It's just the fact that I have to worry about it and occasionally transfer money that I find very, very irritating. So if the opportunity presents itself where I don't have to increase my savings, we're still on target, and everything looks good, I'm just going to allow that money to stay in my checking account. As an example, in my second job, I get paid commission on certain things if we hit certain numbers. We are currently going on a 3-year roll, which is unheard of, because we have to increase sales every year, and we're in retail. So The fact that we have learned to do that on a consistent basis is amazing. But before this game, I would take half of the money that I earned, take it out, and put it into savings. I have elected this time, for this year, to let that additional money sit in my checking account and increase again my cash flow. My goal is, hopefully, by the end of the year, I will have an additional several $1,000s in my checking account to increase my cash flow. Therefore, if I can keep my expenses where they are and increase the cash in my checking account, I won't be near as much on a bubble every single month end with my cash flow. And we will still hit our numbers. That's the goal. So to give you some numbers, so at the end of the first month, we were about $880 below budget at the end of the first month. Holy cow. We made a good recovery in the second month because that tenant paid his rent 3 months, but it was kind of offset with the $500 expense on my daughter for her glasses. And then last month in February, we pulled ahead quite a bit. Even though I didn't do a lot of the things I were supposed to do, we're still ahead of schedule. I got the new job. We're going to be saving more to the mutual fund, and we're going to be increasing our cash flow in our checking account. So of the goal of $75,000 at the end of the year, we are currently at $50,446.98, which leaves only $24,000 and some change, and we're only in 4 months. We are currently $3,735.87 over projections after 4 months for February. The running balance right now, after getting off to a lousy 1 month start of $880 down, and I keep a running balance, we are currently at $1,844.22 over projections, which means right now we should be at around, at the end of the year, our projections show that we should be around 28,000. We are currently right at 30,000. Now, because of the new little house we're going to buy, hopefully we'll be closing on it this week, and because of the side hustle we got going on with my apartment complex, and I can't even believe this number, but I sat down and ran the numbers a half a dozen times, because when I did it I couldn't believe it. We are currently on target to hit over $42,000 in savings for 1 year. That means instead of 75,000, we will have 87,000. Unbelievable. And instead of 35,000, we will be at 42,000, and we're only 4 months in. If by some chance the market takes off, because we've still got 10 grand sitting in the market. If the market takes off or something happens, it could get better, it could be worse. But right now, mid-March, we're looking great. We're looking great. And that's how we're looking 4 months in to a 14-month game. We're up and things are looking good, and I have 2 aces up my sleeve. Cash flow, cash back credit cards at the end of the year. Well, that's our update. You have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.